what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar, and welcome back to another dancehall video tutorial. So, and I want to do a request from my IG. So G reach out to me and say he want to know if you do like the 808 roll them, kind of like a snare roll, but just with an 808, and it's pretty similar. It's kind of a similar situation. Cool. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna use a beat on my already make to kind of make it easier, so when I have to create none. So we'll play it all the way up to the chorus, and then we'll get to work. So this is the beat.
Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar.
Cool. So typically we'd probably add like a roll before the hook, right? So here would be like the perfect spot right there. So and to tell you the truth, adding 808 rolls or 808 snare rolls or whatever is a little bit different than the typical way you would add a snare roll. So let's copy over them two patterns, alright? So we'll go to the bass, which is here. We'll paste these, we'll mute this. So remember now, bass is a melodic instrument. So 808 is a melodic instrument because you have to keep it in key. If it's out of key, it don't sound like shit. So that's the reason why I have the scale, and then also bring in a melody or a melodic pattern. So we have a couple of different ways how we can approach this, right? So as I can see, we have notes that we can play around. We have a few notes that we have access to. But because this is a bass or a 808, there's not as much stuff what you could undo. You know what I mean? So let's chop this off. Let's change this, right? So if we play, need to extend this out. We want a nice 4-bar pattern. Hold on. Oh no, it's right. But we need to come here. Cool. So just like with a snare or whatever, we'll work with the grid. So if we want like this offbeatish type of pattern, you know, would I just do the same exact thing as we would I do with the snare. So let's put this back to line. So we have, in our line division, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, right? In a 1/3 step, we have more parts, but we really only have 3 parts, like that. You know, and that is like a half-beat type of thing. It look like a more line, but the bigger picture is the whole line here. So how much notes, like what the least amount of notes where you can fit in between evenly. If I try to put 2 notes in between us, so we have that, right? But that wouldn't sound like shit. Don't sound like nothing. So take that, right? So we can put 3. So if we can put 3, that means that we can put 6 evenly spaced out in between, right? So let's try that. So this is 6. all me I do is we just play around with the notes and just keep everything in key. Of course, it sounds louder right now, but once we drop it down back a couple of octaves, we have a totally different sound, right? Let's switch this back to line. I would quantize all four of them. And also, we can chop this in a two. If you press Alt and U while it's selected, you can chop it up in a different section. So chop it in a two and keeping with the scale. So with the right here, so the next note would be this. So we'll bring this down to this. Solo it out. And that is the bass. So if we drop it back down a couple octave, to emphasize it now, we'll take the last part, the part that we are chop up, and we'll stack and layer it up with the snare, right? So right here, so I go piano roll, or do it on the bass. Let's just insert a new track, right? So Control Shift, and what is snare there? I think we have a snare, a chug snare, right? So let's just take this. Let's make this unique. And now we'll go into the playlist here, so we'll paste. So now, cool. So if we play that now with the track, you give it this transition. If you get rid of all of the melody stuff. Cool. So now we have this transition. If we go again. You know what I mean? And if we take out the snare, we also can copy and paste and just bring everything up an octave. You know what I mean? And we can keep going. Higher you go, you get a different effect, you get a different sound. And then we always can manipulate volume. You understand? So that's doing it with a bass. If we want to do the same exact thing with an 808, right? So let's we'll go up here and let's get the signature 808 I'm gonna use. So right click, open the new channel. What I'm gonna do is we'll take the 808 and we'll route it in the same channel. So channel 12. Cool. So now let's make sure so we're in the right key, which is C. And then we can normalize it. Let's take this bass pattern, cut it from here, so put it in the 808. And let's put up a couple of octaves with this and create a pattern. We actually can do this up here. But change the pattern a little bit. Fit what I go on here, so. Yeah, man, I like this. So let's change this. Let's do regular. Let's go back to it. And I kind of get the idea, you know what I mean? Like, it low because, you know, everything kind of mix away. But let's exaggerate. So we're going to so. You know what I mean? And then if we start that up with the snare, let's turn it down too. I know what happens is when you stack it with like a snare or a clap or whatever, you don't have to stack it, you don't have to do nothing with it. But what happens is that when you do that, it allow the 808 now to do what it do because of bass. And then the snare, I go tell you what the 808 do. Because, you know, typically, if everything crowded and cluttered up, you're not really hear the 808, especially when you do rapid little things like that. But in a situation like this where you have the snare over the top, you know what I mean? The snare kind of force you in a way if you hear what the 808 do because they might play the same pattern. So when you listen, now you hear everything what play while the snare play. You understand what I say? Like the vocal kind of take a back seat. So there's a lot of little things to it. But it's like I say, it's very easy. It's just like adding a snare roll, chop or snare roll. Cool. And remember, we start out with a regular bass. It's not a 808 start with. Let's play back from top. But yeah, man, until next time, it's the boy Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar. Peace.